Hi, and welcome back to week 1 and day 6 of our Take Back Your Life mini course, which is a 28-day course in the middle of our 90-day transformation. And this is all about laying a foundation for long-lasting life change. And this course is mostly designed for weight loss, but it can be applied to many areas of your life. And we're really just learning to navigate, this week, we're learning to navigate our inner elephant, our subconscious, and how to maybe get out of our own way in order to make the lasting change that we want to make. So this week has been somewhat of a runway to our real work, which is going to start in just 2 days. So today is day 6, and I just welcome you. We're going to be talking about our heart today. But before we do, I just want to remind you that this is day 6 of a course that's building upon itself. So if you're dropping in today for the first time, please back up and start by watching days 1, 2, 3, and 4. And even the introduction has a lot of foundational material in it. So watch the course from the beginning, and I encourage you not to try to do it all in one day because it's just not designed that way. And life change doesn't happen in just one day. Life change is a process of little tiny baby steps over time. And so I encourage you to take this material in little bits over time and just apply it to your life and give yourself 24 hours to kind of digest the little bits of information that are coming through during the course that's presented here on YouTube. Also, just a reminder, I'm the integrated body coach, and I do thrive on helping you reach your dreams. I'm a certified personal trainer and also an ICF certified life coach. And I'm available to work with you if you're interested in working with a coach in order to reach your goals. Please do message me or reach out to me, and we can set up a free discovery call to where we can discuss whether I'm a good fit for you or you're a good fit for me. And I would look forward to talking to you if that's your interest. So did you know that your heart influences your brain more than your brain influences your heart? And this is true. Our last topic before launching into the nuts and bolts of adjusting diet and exercise is heart rate variability and heart and mind coherence. And so this is a word, maybe if you're into this kind of stuff, you maybe have heard this before. If you're a fitness person or you watch lots of the latest and greatest in science on how to best navigate your overall wellness, perhaps this is familiar, but maybe it's not. And so we're just going to discuss some key terms that we'll be looking at later in the course that have to do with your heart and your mind and your heart rate, how that all works together, okay? So the first one is heart rate. Your heart rate just simply refers to the number of times that your heart beats per minute, all right? So if we talk about a heart rate, my heart rate might be about 70 beats a minute, or it might be 120 beats a minute if I'm out on a hike, or it might be 50 beats a minute if I'm sound asleep. We all have a heart rate at any given time that is just how fast your heart's beating on average per minute. That's what heart rate is. It's often written HR. Heart rate variability is looking at the amount of time that passes between heartbeats. And so it's like your heart beats, 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 and you have this little pause in between. And if you look at a graph of your heart rate, you see this. You see a little spike and a little rest and a spike and a rest and a spike. And so you just count the points, the time between the points on that. And what we know is that typically when you inhale, your heart increases, your heart rate increases. And so the time between those heartbeats gets shorter. And when you exhale, your heart rate tends to decrease, and the time between those beats gets longer. So your heart rate variability is how much that varies, okay? Is it varying significantly between your inhales and your exhales, or is it just regularly pounding through like like just regular, at a regular interval? Turns out that this is very important, and it can be a huge key indicator of your overall body's stress level, okay? How your body is processing stress, if it's under stress, if you're beginning to get sick. What we want to find is you have high HRV, means there's a great deal of variability, and that's a good sign, okay? Lower HRV means that there's not a lot of variability, and that means that's not a good sign in the sense that just means your body is under some kind of stress. So if you're measuring this, and there are some devices you can wear that kind of measure this all the time, then you find that like right before you get sick, maybe before you even have symptoms, you'll find that your HRV decreases a little bit. Or in the middle of a hard workout, if you're running, your heart rate is gonna go up, your HRV is gonna go down. But then when you're in rest and digest mode, you want that HRV to come back up and your heart rate itself to go down. So that's just a very important number or thing to keep in mind. A higher HRV means you're in a state of recovery or a greater state of balance and ready to take on higher levels of stress. Okay, whether it's emotional or physical, it doesn't matter. It's just a stress indicator. While a drop in HRV could indicate that your internal system is struggling and you want to be careful. So physiological coherence is derived from HRV. So when we talk about coherence, then we're talking about the measure of the pattern of the heart's rhythm. And studies have shown that gratitude, and again, we talked about emotions, right? And how emotions influence our bodies. So gratitude, joy, love, similar feelings, positive feelings, produce an orderly and a harmonious synchronization among the systems of the body. Okay? It's very important to know. The HeartMath Institute is where I get a lot of this information. You can find them online also. There's a link below. HeartMath Institute is really, really a good resource for this. They have a tool you can buy that's also in there. It's called Inner Balance. Can help you measure your heart and mind coherence. Okay, so it's a little bit different. But what they find are that your thoughts can really influence that coherence. And so they've done extensive research on this, and there's a course they have that's actually is free. I believe it's still free. They put it out during COVID when everybody was super stressed out during the pandemic. And it goes into detail about this entire process and the implications for stress, depression, immune function, blood pressure, etc. And so see that in the resources below. This is an extremely valuable tool as you pursue overall health. Okay, so with that, our strategy for today has to do with building this kind of coherence among our mind and our heart. And I just want to say before I get into that too much, I have one of these Inner Balance measuring tools where you clip it on your ear and then you hook it, it's a Bluetooth with your phone. There's also a plug-in one. And with this, you can actually, it measures your heart rate variability, your heart and mind coherence, and it actually gives you some zones, right? So what, you don't even have to understand what's going on, but you can see you're either in a red, yellow, blue, or green zone. And the green zone is good. That's where you want to be. And red is like the lowest. And so as you do this, you'll notice, and I've noticed this, and it's really fascinating how your thoughts, if you start going off on a negative thought process, that thing just crashes into the red. Or if you're stressed or worried or thinking about, something, a negative memory in your mind, our minds just wander sometimes when we don't even want them to. Your mind wanders and then you're like, and it just goes down there. But if you're intent and focused on breathing and then on thinking of happy thoughts, and this is a good time to bring up positive memories. I always think of the days my granddaughters were born and seeing them for the first time and spending time with them and memories and fun times as a family when we were doing things together, maybe successes and victories in your work life, times when you felt really good and really happy, and you just focus on those and relive those feelings and memories. And it's all emotional because those emotions are what generate that. And so when we can get our heart, our mind influences that heart being in that place. And so I just think it's super interesting. So HeartMath, check that out. So our strategy today is to begin some heart coherence training. And if you're able to get a hold of this measuring tool, I highly recommend that you do it. There's several devices you can buy online. Just go to HeartMath. I don't think they even sell them on Amazon. There might be one on there, but by practicing with a training device, you can learn to bring your body into coherence throughout the day. And you can do this without it also, because you don't have to be seeing it to know for it to be happening, right? I mean, you can be peaceful and joyful and happy, and your body's naturally gonna do that, whether you see it being measured or not. But it's nice for training to have that measurability. So if you're able to obtain one of those, I recommend that. But then this is gonna help you to think more clearly, resolve problems, and generally exercise greater dominion over your inner elephant. Again, those negative habits that keep you stuck. So the more you can get a hold of your heart rate coherence, your heart coherence, the more focus you're going to be able to have, and the greater victory you're going to have in overcoming those things that you really don't want to be doing. And so that's the reason why we want to do this, aside from just our overall health and well-being. Okay. So for journaling today, what the assignment for your journaling is training your mind to think on positive and happy feelings as a strategy that will help you achieve greater heart coherence. Okay, we just established that. So today we're going to take some time to write in your journal about a very positive experience that you can think of, because it's very helpful to have one of these you can just pull out of a hat when you're not feeling it, right? You're in the middle of the day and you're stressed, you're angry, you're sad, whatever, and you know you're out of coherence. Then you can bring that back by having a memory like ready to call up. So it's because, again, sometimes those are hard to get. So as you remember this memory, just write, really allow yourself to feel, just like we did yesterday. Feel the joy associated with the experience. And you might have to get in a little quiet meditative space in order to do this. And so try and do it sometimes when you have at least like 20 minutes or so and can be undistracted to do this particular journal exercise. The more you get into that feeling of memory, the greater impact it's going to have on your coherence and also your inner balance. And also then the easier it's going to be to pull up and remember in the future when you need this as a tool to get yourself back into a positive space. So the challenge today, that's your journaling activities. Please, please, please do that. And then the challenge today is that sometime when you're feeling yourself stressed out or anxious about something, take 5 or 10 minutes, find a quiet place and reflect on this journaling thing that you just wrote out. Really think and feel. And then while you're doing that, really concentrate on breathing rhythmically. One thing that training tool does, the inner balance tool, is that it guides your breath. So you have an even inhale and an even exhale, and even inhale and exhale. And so while you're doing this memory, really focus on bringing your heart into an even breathing in and breathing out. And those are the two things that will help move your body into greater coherence. And then again, the challenge, if you're able to obtain one of those inner balance devices, then I challenge you to do that and begin to use it on a regular basis. Your body, your heart, your mind, everything about you will thank you for that. So the link below, there's a link below to HeartMath and how you can get a hold of that. And I hope you're able to do that. I hope that you found this day content helpful, and I'm excited to come back and wrap up week 1 tomorrow. And if you did find this useful and helpful, then please don't forget to like and subscribe and maybe share it with a friend.